Hello YouTubers, do-it-yourselfers. We're here at Best Fleet Service with AutoTech 210. With today's quick tip, we're doing some brakes on a 2012 Mitsubishi Galant. It's a very popular car, so we're going to go ahead and do this video for you guys. We already pulled the tire off, secured the vehicle here with the jack stand. What we're going to do is take these 14mm caliper bolts off next. And then back here, there's the caliper bracket bolts. Those are 11/16 or 20mm. And we already went ahead and sprayed some of this with PB Blaster to go ahead and try and loosen up these screws here. You're going to need to loosen these up to take this rotor off. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're doing lefty loosey, righty tighty here. So we're going to go up on the driver's side. So once we remove these two caliper bolts, it should just slide right out. Just like that. The common problem is that we're putting these things on this dust cover here. So when you're done with the brakes and you hear some noise and you know you put them on right, it's most likely that you bent this dust cover and it's rotating, hitting something or scratching. So double check this plate, bend it back when you're done if you have to. Never leave these sitting because you can damage these hoses and stuff like that. So kind of tie them up if you have to. So let's take that bracket off next. And we already loosened the bracket for you guys to kind of speed this up. So just go ahead and take these off by hand. You can see these pads are pretty thin. There's not much meat on them left here, so they want to put new rotors on here. We probably could have resurfaced them, but it's always best to get things brand new. If you're confused or your first time doing brakes, kind of keep these the same way, so you know how to put them back on. And we're going to move to the other side of the vehicle where it's already taken apart for the next process. Alright, so now we have the caliper bracket off and the caliper off. We're going to take this rotor off by placing a screwdriver or a small something like this that I made, so it'll be metal on metal when you're banging it. If you use a little plastic one or something like this, it's just going to break right through and you're going to have trouble trying to get it off. So you don't want to strip it. First what you do is bang the heck out of it on that rotor with a hammer, kind of loosen everything up. Alright, we already banged this one out, so they come right out. But you usually got to put them back in there, tap them a few times, and that should loosen them up. These are pretty rusted up, so I'm glad I sprayed that stuff on there. So once you get the other one off, you'll probably have to bang this rotor off. Sometimes it gets stuck. We had to get Thor's hammer over here to bang it right out. So don't be afraid. If it's not coming off, just bang the heck out of it. Alright, we're going to move on over to the other side for the next step. Alright, so what you have to do is press this caliper piston in. We use that C-clamp for that if you don't have one of them brake tools. Just use an old pad, kind of stick it upside down where it fits in there, and then just push it through. To be sure your brake reservoir is open, because it will push some brake fluid out through the top. Now that that's off, we're going to go ahead and secure that one and put it in the back somewhere while we bang the heck out of this rotor. So next, what you want to do is kind of prep these brake rotors. And the way you clean them up is just put some brake fluid, brake cleaner on that. Your hands will be dirty, so it's good if you have gloves, use them. And then you don't have to rub a towel or anything on it because you're gonna get all this stuff on it. So these actually self-dry. It has some sort of chemical in there where it dries itself. So just let those sit while you go and prep your brake caliper brackets. Okay, so we got the new pads. They came with the new clips and everything. We've popped the new old clips off of the brake caliper here and there. And basically you want to just lube everything up where metal's gonna touch. So we got the new one there. And they go on real simple. Basically, you just put them on the way you took them off. Now these pads aren't going to sit in there like that, so just wait until you put them on the rim. Alright, so we're about to put this rotor on. It's got these two notches where the smaller bolts were going. So you kind of line them up. They've all got threads in each hole. So just kind of line them up the way you took them off. So we're like that. And then we'll just go ahead and screw these back in there. Alright, next we're going to put that brake caliper back on.
This guy's going to spend the night.
So we have this brake caliper prepped, and now we're going to just slide it in over the rotor and match it back here behind where the plates were with the bolts. Alright, so now that we hand tighten these, we're going to tighten them with the ratchet wrench, and then we're going to put the pads on and then slide the caliper in. And it helps if you turn the wheel so you have more leverage. We're also using a pry bar to help us out, get it extra tight. So the whole time you want to make sure this rotor is clean. Then you set these pads in there right in those notches. They go perfect in there. Just like that. It's beautiful. Alright. Then we're going to flip this over. You always want to slide the bottom in first. A lot of the times these things are going to get caught up right between the here and here. So you want to make sure you kind of push these in out of the way when you're doing that. Perfect. So it's got these little notches here to kind of lock in place, make sure that they're locked the correct way. You can also lube these caliper bolts up if needed, but these are the shorter ones, so you really don't have to. So just tighten that up and do the other one. Now with these, you don't want to tighten too much. Just make sure this is locked in place, because these bolts will break, so try not to do them too tight. That should be good. Now again, remember, if you're hearing something when you're done, it's probably this dust cover, so kind of push it back if you have to. It helps if you push everything towards you. So now we're going to put it back. Basically, we're done. We're going to put the tire back on. Before you start the car, turn the key forward. You want to pump the brakes, which will push this caliper piston together, closing these pads, so it'll make everything tight again. So don't forget to pump the brakes before you turn the vehicle on. It's basically how you do it. It's a longer video than expected. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful. Today's tip brought to you by AutoTech 2.0 and Best Fleet Service. Hope everybody has a wonderful day. Thank you guys.